So today's the big day. We have to decide, are the palms alive or are they dead? Let's go look and see. Hi everyone, it's Tim. I am outside. It's still January, but it actually warmed up a little bit out here. So I'm not in major crazy coats out here. And because it's so warm this week and it has been a crazy week, I am going to open up some of the palms. So some of the boxes, I just want to make sure they're alive. This could be very tragic or it could be very happy. We will see. As all of you know, if you've been following this channel, we've had some really low temperatures in New York. I think the lowest we got here was about -8 or -9 Fahrenheit. I think that's about -17 Celsius. I will check that, but I think it's right along that line. So pretty cold temperatures. And unfortunately, it wasn't just a one-off. It was over a series of nights, and we would warm up a little bit, and then we get more cold temps, and then we warm up a little bit, and we got more cold temps. And that's what's happening right now. It's actually, yesterday was pretty nice. It's warming up today, but we're hitting some pretty low. Last night it was, I think, 20 degrees here, and then we actually are going to have some more low temps this weekend. So not out of the woods yet, but I want to look at the palms and see what's going on, because you can see my yuccas back there. They're doing great. I've got some other things that are doing just fine, but I want to open up and look what's going on with the palms and making sure they're okay. I really don't like to do this if it's super cold. I like to just leave them alone, hope for the best. Just as long as I know the electricity's working, they're getting heat from the lights, I don't open them up because I just don't want to disturb the ground that's around them. I don't want to mess up anything, because you can do that. I don't want to mess up a foam board or something like that. I'm probably not going to look at the Trachycarpus that are around the pool here and up on the hill. They're fine. I'm really not worried about them. I'm worried about my Washingtonias, my date palms, my Mule Palm, my Mediterranean palms. It's the more tropical of my palms that I'm a little bit concerned about. So that's what I'm going to look at today. And hopefully you'll enjoy the ride along with me. And please, if you have questions, ask me, because I really love corresponding with everybody. That is the joy of this channel, is that I get to hear what you're doing. You ask me what I'm doing. I've learned a lot from a lot of you. I follow a lot of you. Everyone knows I get up very early in the morning, and the first thing I do is check YouTube to see what all the other tropical plant growers and palm people are doing. So that is my routine. So if you ever want to get me early, I am an early person. I'm not a good late night person anymore, but I'm an early bird, especially in the summertime. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this today. Let's see what's going on in the garden. So follow me. So as we begin this process, one of the biggest thing that plagues all my palms is the fact that I inherited a bunch of screws and I have used them to the fullest. But the problem is every single palm box has a different screw now. And I keep trying to buy more and more the same one. So when I do this, it takes twice as long because I have to keep changing the bits on my drill to open these things up. And it's a challenge. So I highly recommend, please stick with the same screw and drill bit head to make it easier on you. Otherwise, you're going to suffer like I'm suffering today trying to open these up. If I had all the same, it would be quite easy. If I were Jose in New Jersey, who builds lovely, really nice doors on all of his palms, he can just open them up. And plus they have a plastic on the outside. The thing with plastic, as you will see or have seen in my other videos, is they do heat up and you have to actually open them up and ventilate during the day. Where if you have no plastic and it's completely solid, like on this Mule Palm right here, you don't have to worry as much. It just stays pretty cool in there, but not too cold. You've got your heating in there. It's more leave it alone, walk away. But if you have something where you're getting sun on the inside like I do on my date palm, one of my date palms, and I definitely do on my Chilean wine palm, I have to open it up and ventilate it every day. Otherwise it would just fry, because the Chilean wine palm, that can get up to, just with no heat on the inside at all, just from being closed in from the plastic, it can get over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in there very, very quickly when the sun is out like it is today. So we're just going to take a look at everything. So let's start first with my Mediterranean fan palm. So this box is a bit of a mess because I pieced it together. You can see where it's taped on the side there. I don't recommend that, but it's a pretty hardy palm. So I'm just going to open up the front and kind of squeeze in and look at it. And here we go, going in, and it is green, thank goodness. I am colorblind, but I see true colors, and that's pretty green. And the temperature gauge and the lights there. This is the palm I took seeds from that have already sprouted, and I'm going to show those in just a second. I'm going to run back inside and show you, because I'm happy with how they're sprouting, but happy this palm is alive. So I'm back in my warm house, and I like this because even though it's kind of dreary outside with all the cold, I get to see my nice green bamboo out there, and that always makes me happy. So while I'm inside, I wanted to show you my Mediterranean fan palm seeds that have come up. So I'm just going to ease in here a little bit, and you can see them. They look really good, I think. I have a bunch of these containers, and all this is one of these chicken containers that you get at stores. And I like recycling things, and this is a great way to use it for seed starting. And so I just had the seeds in here that I got from my Mediterranean fan palm, which is right outside this window too, in a box. You can't see it right now, but I just soaked the seeds for about 3 or 4 days. I cleaned all the fruit off of them, or all the skin, and I just mass planted these things in dirt, put the lid on, put them on a heating pad, and just left them alone. And it took them about, I think, 4 weeks to start sprouting. I noticed a few in another one first, but I'm choosing this one just because there's a lot coming up in here. And I got a lot of seeds. I really was surprised, and the germination rate seems to be pretty good in here. I think they're still coming up. I see little tiny ones coming up in here already, and then some of them already have leaves. So I'm going to zoom in one more time for you to see this. So I think that's really cool. I love the fact that I live in New York and I have baby palm trees. And granted, I have too many right now. I have a lot of Trachycarpus. I have quite a few Washingtonias. Washingtonias are the easiest, I think. They're like weeds. If you have a Washingtonia seeds, whether it's Robusta or Dactylifera, they will come up, as long as they're good seeds, they will come up so fast. I've had okay luck with Pindo palm seeds. I think I had like 10 seeds and I got 3 of them to sprout, and they're doing really well. They're actually getting a nice size. I've had other seeds that just did not work for me, but this was the unknown territory, and it's kind of nice. It's from one of my own palm trees, so I'm excited about that. Okay, back outside, and this one makes me nervous. This is my Canary Island date palm. This one I'm going to move. If it survives the winter, I'm pretty sure it should be fine. This is a pretty hardy palm, and thank goodness it's alive. It looks good. I love this palm. I love that it's finally growing. I hate that I have to move it, but a lot of you have said that Canary Island dates move pretty easily, so let's hope it works. And while I'm up here by the koi pond that's frozen over, let's look at my olive trees, and they are fine. I'm trying to keep them colder, so I'm opening them up in the day because they need cold in order to produce fruit or olives, but there is plastic on the side, as you can see, so they get sun, and I open up these lids, especially on warm days, but we haven't had that many, and I don't want it to really get below too cold at night. So here is my Chinese fan palm. And I don't recommend this, but I didn't put all the screws in, so I can just actually open this one up and look in. I know this one's okay because it's so easy to check on. As you can see, it is doing great. I'm hoping this one really takes off this year. It has a really gorgeous shine on the fronds, and I like where it is on the hill here. It's a fun palm, and you can get these almost anywhere, even in northern climates, because they're like considered somewhat of a house palm, but I like it outside. And going down the stairs toward the pool, you can see some of my dead castor beans. I need to chop those up and get them out. And over here is my flying dragon orange. I love the way the thorns look on this thing. I have 3 or 4 of these plants all over on my property. And here's one of my other Mediterranean fan palms that has a different color to it. This is a horrible, horrible old wooden box that I just make work, and it's fine though. This palm is small enough that I can just cover it up. I know there's no moisture barrier or anything on this, but it's pretty hardy. And like I said, I keep this open on pretty good days. It's just easy to open up here. I love this view. It's just a great view. And here is one of my date palms I grew from seed, or from the pits from edible dates. And so I'm not opening this one up because I can see through the glass, and I know it's hard to see on camera, but it is alive, it is green, it is good. And here is one of my Washingtonia Robustas that's right beside it. So I'm gonna open this one up. This is the one that had blown over in previous years, but I think I've really anchored it around the palm with my new method, if you watch my old videos. And you can see here, it's doing great. This one almost died during one storm when it blew over and it was so cold out, but it is green, it looks good, I'm happy. And this is definitely getting big. I don't really love where it is on this hill because it's hard to maneuver around, but as long as I can keep covering it, it will look great. And here you can see the anchor with the wood around it and how that works. So that really helps keep this in place so I don't have to worry about it blowing over like in previous years, which was just a nightmare. And that's the thing, you always have to make sure these boxes are either anchored around the palm or anchored in the ground or tied on to something, as I do in some of the other places, because the wind will just go after them. There's just no way around it unless you are just lucky enough to live someplace that has no wind. But that's really anchored around. It looks good, it's not moving. So happy about that. So far so good on the palm count. So next is my monkey puzzle, and this I am babying. I probably don't need to surround it with frost cloth. I probably don't need to put Christmas lights on it. I probably don't need to cover it when it's really cold, but I do anyway. And here's my other baby Washingtonia Robusta that I grew from seed. And this is another thrown together box. It is not a good box. This is one from long, long ago, but I've just got it in here and it's surviving. And that just shows you don't have to go crazy with these boxes. You can probably get away with a lot more. I'm just unwilling to. And now here we go. The Mule Palm. I have not checked this at all. I'm not that sure of what's going on in here. I just wish this thing would grow more, but maybe if I can get it through this winter, it will start to grow. And while I'm pulling stuff off, I just thought I would show you up in my cactus garden that things are alive without me doing anything to them. So the cacti are pretty hardy up here. I just need to clean all these leaves out before summer, but I have some time. And sometimes I will cover these if it's really wet, but we've had a pretty dry. And I opened this up and the moisture barrier is stuck in there because of how I put it in. And so I took the top off and now I can see nothing. So now I have to take the front off too. So keep that in mind if you're gonna check your palms. and you have a moisture barrier, how it's put in. So I'm taking out the front and it's alive, yay. It's green. And maybe this year it will take off, because the whole point of a mule palm is that they're cold hardy and grow fast. This has yet to grow. I got it on Etsy a couple of years ago. There you can see that the temperature is 54 degrees Fahrenheit in there right now. So the lights won't come on, I think, until it hits 42 or 45, wherever I have it set in there. But it's going, so that's a good thing there. Still going. And there's my needle palm that I don't cover, but it probably benefits from having boxes around. Here's my other needle palm that's just by the boxes, but I have not covered those at all. Sometimes when I get them brand new, I will, just to help them survive. So that is a look at some of my palms. I'm not going to open up this big, gigantic Washingtonia. I haven't opened up the Sylvester. There are a few Washingtonias and other things up by the house, and you've seen the Chilean wine palm on previous videos because I check it often. But while I'm down here, my Yucca Rostratas, they're doing well. I don't cover them at all, and I think they look great. So I hope this was helpful. Just a little welfare check on everything. Maybe when it gets warmer, I'll check the other palms and some of these trachycarpus on the next video. But please like and subscribe, and please interact with me. Ask me questions. Tell me what you're doing. I love all of that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.